Hi YouTubers, welcome to one of my videos. Today is Christmas Day and I'm just catching up on a few jobs. Just been out in the garden and I've had to fix the shed because the door was falling off. It's a metal shed, it's not very well made, and I thought I'd just give you a quick update of some of the things I've been working on. Not all today, but just generally. I had a few more bits and pieces lying around, so I thought I'd make a few more ballons to do with ham radio, and this is one I knocked up from a ferrite rod, and it's a 1-to-1 ballon. They're not meant for high power, it's a plastic case. I've still got to put the lid on and sort that out. And this is a 4-to-1 ballon I made as well. These are all low power ones. This will obviously handle more power than this one, and I'll just give you some specifications I've written down. This ferrite rod one here, which is an old ferrite rod from a long wave medium wave radio, this is 1-to-1, and I'll give you the SWR readings. At 2.5 megahertz it's 1.2 on the SWR, and right up to about 25 megs it's 1.4, so it's pretty chuffed with that one. It does need the capacitor on the end, and that helps the high frequency end. Now again with this one, it was leftover bits and pieces. It had a ferrite core, and this one's a 4-to-1, and you can see the windings there, and all I've got to do is put the lids on these. The SWR at 2.5 megahertz is 1.05. At 17 megahertz the SWR is 1.2, and at 30 megahertz the SWR is 1.3, and this is a 4-to-1 or 1-to-4 ballon. So it's like 50 ohms in, 200 ohms out. This one is 50 ohms in, 50 ohms out. And little plastic boxes, I've got to put the lids on and then finish them off. Make sure all the nuts are tightened, and then put them together. Okay, I'll just show you this. This is an active aerial amplifier, and this connects to another ballon. This is another homemade ballon. It's an air former. There's no ferrites involved. And this one is a 1-to-1, and it's not as good as the ferrite ones, but I'll give you an idea of the SWR on it itself. It's quite high actually to what I'd like. At 5 meg it's 1.5-to-1, 6.9 meg 1.4-to-1, 10 meg 1.3-to-1, 14 meg 1.3-to-1, 15 meg 1.4-to-1. So it's really based around the 20 meter band. Yeah, whether I'll use this one, I don't know. I might take some turns off of it and experiment a little bit more with it. And the other thing is, people might say, well, why have I made so many ballons? Well, one is I've got the bits and pieces lying around and put them to good use. 2, I'm experimenting with different aerials. You know, if you've got a half wave one, you probably need end-fed. It's a 49-to-1 generally, because it's a high impedance. If you've got a random bit of wire like a barbed wire fence, you probably need a 9-to-1 with counterpoise. Centre-fed, you might need 200 ohms. That's a 4-to-1. And if you're stopping common mode noise coming down the line, an RF you don't want, you might need a 1-to-1. you may do, or you might want it for a centre fed. So there's all sorts of combinations. Now this is a multiband area I've been working on, and what have I done? Extra have I done to it? Okay, on the coil itself to ground, or where the counterpoise will be, and there might be ground stakes in, like the screen of the coax. I've got a static discharge resistor fitted. This is a 1 meg. I don't know whether that's high enough value, but I can go up to 10 meg if necessary. It keeps static off, you know, discharge it gradually. And with regard to the crocodile clip, I don't know whether you can see this. I'll try and do a photo of it. I've actually shaped the end by using a piece of brake pipe and soldering it onto the croc clip, so it actually grips round like that, and it can't fall off. It grips it, and I'll try and show you what I've done in some still photos. Right, I'll try and explain what I've done with the croc clip. I've got a piece of brake pipe, car brake pipe. I've cut a slot in it, so it's like in 2 halves. I've then got a crocodile clip, clipped it round the 2 halves, soldered it onto the croc clip, then cut it down to make the croc clip shaped so it grips round a round item. So when it's hooked on here, you can't pull it off unless you squeeze it. It can't come off or fall off by accident, and that's a little modification I've done to my vertical antenna. Yes, I'm in the bedroom, and this is the active element of the vertical antenna, and I wanted to make it telescopic and limited with funds and what I had available. So what I found a way of doing is, again with car brake pipe, I found some spacers that will actually go inside this metal rod here, and what I've done, let's pull it out, I've made it telescopic by using brake pipe, and this is a section of brake pipe which goes all the way down this rod, which means I can make it telescopic. And inside the brake pipe I found some steel wire which goes inside the brake pipe, so I can extend it. It's a bit bent at the moment, but so that makes this rod here telescopic, and it goes up to nearly 3 meters. And this is brake pipe, and it's just got a nut soldered there on the outside, and a piece of steel wire can go inside it and goes down, and this can go up really a bit tight, and it can go actually nearly 3 meters in length. Obviously the brake pipe's quite flexible, so which is good because it grips, and that's another little mod I've done. Now, as part of the vertical antenna is the counterpoise area, or the ground radials if you like to call it, and this is the bracket I made up, and this allows for 12 counterpoise wires if I need to, with connectors on. And it's really the wires that you just lay across the grass, you know. And what I've done, I've made 8 5 meter lengths of wire. You see them. So I can put 8 on here if I want, or up to 12. These are 5 metre long, but they're a bit clever really, because there's a connector on each end. So one connector goes into here, you run it along the ground, and then if you want to have 10 metre radials or counterpoise, you can connect another one onto it, but you means you got less of them but longer. So I don't know, let's unplug one. Right, so that's the idea. So that one can go on there and run out along the ground, and that'll give you 5 metres. But then the next one, because it's the same as this, you can put that also. So you could have 10 metres. So I could have, I could have 4 10-metre counterpoises if I want to, or I can have 8 5-metre counterpoises, and I can have up to 12 counterpoises on this bracket if I want. Probably going a bit over the top, but yeah, so that's what I've been up to. And this is just old plastic, and this is actually loudspeaker wire. It's not very good quality, but it's all I could afford to buy, and I bought 50 metres of it.